I am so deathly allergic to spiders.
Yeah.
Until I got mine, and I know individual results will vary, but it is laboratory, scientific, empirical, independent testing. Independently tested.
Yes.
To help repel the mice, the rats, the ants, the spiders,
yep.
and the roaches.
Yeah.
And this is, because Lou always says, you know, have them in every room of the house. This is really your whole home solution. So it's this has to be the biggest set that we offer.
It's close.
It's got to be one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it for a long time, it is on sale for me.
It's been a while.
Lou came in, and it is $18.48 on your credit card, 487484. You got a lot of explaining to do.
We got a lot of explaining to do. So if folks have never seen these before, these are ultrasonic pest repellers.
Right.
Now, what does that mean? It means they use ultrasonic sound waves to repel the pest. So that's a sound wave at a frequency higher than we can hear. So you won't hear it, your kids won't hear it, your dogs and cats won't hear it, okay?
Right.
But these guys do. The roaches, the rats, the ants, the mice, the spiders, they hear it and it makes them crazy and they run away. And you need to have one in every single room.
Yes, you do.
And that's why it's a big deal that we actually have an 8-pack today.
I know.
Because you've got enough. I mean, for the one floor of the average size house, easily, maybe even both floors, depending on how many rooms you have.
Because usually I've had to buy 2 packs to cover my whole house. And I'll just tell you, we say it's a humane solution, but I mean, moreover, it just makes them scatter. It was funny because I set off my car alarm in the grocery store parking lot the other day, and I wanted to scatter.
Yeah.
So it's that same kind of theory. So you don't have to worry about things scratching. It's not a good day if you see little presents on your dishes in the cupboard. I mean, or you turn on that light and all of a sudden there's that one roach. Well, trust me, he's not alone. He's having a kegger somewhere in your garage.
That's right.
So this makes them scatter.
No, it does. And that's the thing about these is that sound, like you said, it's just like setting off the alarm in your house.
Yeah.
And then you can't remember the code. You just want to leave.
You just want to leave.
That's what these do. Now, because they are sound waves, though, they're going to reflect off of every solid surface. So doors, furniture, don't put them behind furniture. The walls in the room, okay? So you want to make sure they're out in the open, but that's also why you want to have one in every single room.
Yes.
Now, this is the time of year right now in summer. We are full bloom.
Yeah.
They are all out there. The rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, the spiders, they're all out there right now. Got a great story. And I told Shannon before we came on the air.
That was a teaser. I'm dying.
Here's my story. Here's my story. So you know it's been raining here, cats and dogs, okay?
Yes, every day.
We're thinking about building an ark right now because it's that bad, okay? People have been parking cars in garages and they've been getting flooded.
Yeah.
Underground garages, the car's literally being totaled because the water's coming up so high. So what also happens when that happens? All of the pests try to come indoors, okay? I am in my guest bathroom about 2 weeks ago, and I hear this sound coming from the sink, and I can't figure out what this noise is. So I go over there, I'm looking at the sink, and I don't see anything. All of a sudden, you know where the overflow is up on the side of the sink? Not the drain, but the actual overflow. I see a little antenna come out of the overflow in my sink. I am not making this up. My wife, Kelly, will swear to this, okay? I sat there and I was like, how is this happening? We have the pest repellers. I look at the wall, it's not there. It got unplugged. Somebody unplugged it to put in a curling iron. There was no pest repeller. And it probably hadn't been there for like a week.
I just got like the willies.
This was the freakiest thing. I plugged that thing. I couldn't get it in the wall fast enough.
Well, actually, do you remember the story I told you? Yes. So, because I'm in my garage, right? And the roach story is true with me. I'm flipping the light. I'm like, that doggone pest repeller, it's not working. My outlet wasn't working. Do you know because the only reason I knew that the outlet itself had shorted out, you know, was because, you know, it wasn't on. It wasn't on.
It won't work if it's not on.
Exactly. So remember, independent laboratory testing, and a lot of people say, well, why don't you, you know, what about silverfish? What about this? It's expensive to do that testing.
Yeah.
So, you know, we do hear amazing testimonials about other things, but remember, rats, ants, mice, roaches, spiders.
Let me show you something that's gonna blow your mind right now, okay? Because most of us are trained that if we have a pest problem, okay, we need to run out to the big box store and we have to buy certain chemicals, certain types of traps for the various creatures that we find. So let's say you've got an ant problem, okay? Here's a little bin that is full of everything that you could buy for ants. Not everything, but a lot of the stuff. And this is expensive stuff right here. The problem with all this, though, is that when you use this up, they're gonna come back. If it wears off, they're gonna come back. So you're just spending money after money after money. But guess what? If you have a roach problem, you can't use this. So guess what? You're spending more money. Now you're going out and you're buying special stuff for the roaches as well. And the same things apply here. With the roaches, if this wears off, and by the way, this is all warnings on here, okay? How these are hazardous. But if this wears off, they're gonna come back. You're gonna spend even more money. Then, if you have, now this is the worst case right here. If you've got rats or mice, and I've had this problem myself because I live by the water, you know what? This is poison, all this green stuff down here. That's poison. I'm not gonna touch that, but that looks very much like my dog's favorite little chew toys. You know, you've got your traditional traps right here. We've got sprays, I mean, all kinds of different things. But at the end of the day, not only will this hurt the rats and the mice, but it's dangerous for your kids, it's dangerous for your pets. And one thing we have nothing on the table for, spiders. There is nothing you can do about spiders. Ask an exterminator, they're gonna tell you, well, let's say you got a rolled up newspaper, so you can chase them around with that, or you can tent your house. Those are your options when it comes to spiders, but guess what? The Bell & Howell pest repellers work against the rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, and the spiders. All of those things, and both the venomous and non-venomous types of spiders. So everything on this table becomes something you don't need to buy anymore. I haven't bought bug spray, traps, or any of that stuff in years and years and years because I don't need them anymore. What I'm doing is using science, and you can do this too, the power of ultrasonic sound. Plug these in, they start working immediately, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Doesn't matter if you're home, you're away, what's going on. Now, if you live in the city, you're not immune. I don't care if you live on the 50th floor of a building. The internal wiring and the pipes in those buildings is like a super highway to rats, mice, ants, roaches, and the spiders. They can get anywhere that they need, so you need them. If you live in the country, you already know. You're surrounded by wildlife. They're everywhere. If you live in a brand new house, they've been tearing up the environment, all the habitat for these creatures, so they're looking for somewhere else to go. Your house looks awfully good to them because you've got the food and the water and you've got everything else in there. I mean, you've seen this before, right, Jen?
You know what's so funny about you saying that? Because thank God I've got, I think I'm gonna get another set though, just as for extra safeguard, because there are a couple rooms that I don't have them in. But they're doing a lot of new construction and, you know, a lot of stuff in my neighborhood in addition to all the rain.
Oh, you need it.
You know, in interest of full disclosure, Lou has been doing this for over 2 decades, so I excused myself to the ladies' room, and what's so funny is I washed my hands before I did my business because I thought, what if I touch something on the table?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's a legitimate concern. I mean, with everything else, we're talking about a carcass, a pesticide, a poison. It creates a whole situation, and not for nothing. $18.48 on your credit card, only as long as supplies last.
Yeah.
First of all, there's no spider trap that I'm aware of.
No, we were just talking about that. There's not a spider. Well, and look what you're getting. You're getting 8 of these. These are our standard models, but these get the job done. They go into any 2-prong outlet. Doesn't matter. I've got them in my garage. I've got them in a shed. I've got them in every room in my house.
Get another set. I really am.
You should. You know what? And I've given them away to people too. And it's a funny thing. I just bought a new truck, and the sales manager at the dealership, you know, knows me, recognizes me, and he says, "Hey." He goes, I have your pest repellers and I love them.
Yes.
I give him another set.
Exactly.
I gave him another set because he's a big fan.
He is. My brother Ryan, I've been here, well, Colleen's been here for 25 years. I'm inching toward, I'm that close to that mark myself.
Yeah, you guys are getting there.
You know, right. And yet I haven't aged today.
not a minute.
Certainly not maturity-wise. But my brother Ryan has never in that almost 25 years asked for anything but this.
But that, yeah.
He lives on a farm and they've got 2 little kids. His wife, they were scared out of their minds.
Sure.
Because a mouse was stuck on one of those glue traps, and it legitimately freaked the kids out.
Yeah.
You know, also on my parents' farm, they were going to adopt a dog that showed up on their farmstead. Somebody abandoned. It happens in the farm aries and other areas as well. But it became very ill after it arrived. It turns out it had eaten rat poison that was left at somebody else's farm.
That's a terrible thing. Well, and you know
because they don't know, and actually it's so funny when Lou, he doesn't, do you have it in there?
This is the rat poison.
Because
that's it.
You know, we scavenge, we forage for food here at HSN. Lou used to have to put like
a sign that says don't eat this.
Do you remember?
Yeah,
No, he did.
Yeah.
I mean,
looks like candy.
Well, we can say it, you know, quote unquote as a joke, but the truth of the matter is, when we say it's safe, it's humane, it's smart.
It's quiet.
It's quiet.
No effort.
No, and I'll tell you what, you put that in your living room, hello, the jig is up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You know, when you're talking about these kind of traps, if you've never baited one of these before, this is a skill all unto itself. And the problem with this is in the middle of the night, you're gonna hear this sound and it'll wake you. You hear that, guess what? That means that there is a carcass that somebody's got to dispose of, and then you got to rebait the trap. Nobody wants to do that. With the poisons, and You were talking about how if something eats it, I'll do you one better.
Yeah.
If a cat or a dog gets, or a mouse gets into this, and then the cat or a dog gets the mouse, they can still be poisoned by it. And the mouse and the rats don't die right away. I mean, it takes a couple of days, and when they do, they don't just like conveniently die in the middle of your living room floor. They go in your walls, your ceilings. I heard of a lady who had one die in her couch. And then you have to track down the sound, the smell. So you're doing this like CSI looking for a carcass.
But you know,
not with the pest
many of you have
repellers.
a second home, a rental home, a condo,
A lot of landlords buy these.
Home,
Yeah.
Where maybe it's not occupied, 12 months out of the year. Landlords, and the thing is, this has nothing to do with cleanliness. We've heard a lot of testimonials from people who, their downstairs neighbor, something migrated upstairs. So don't think that you don't need this. And if you've already seen the little presents left on the plates or the scratching in the walls,
a little leg left here and there.
It's too late.
Yeah.
The other thing for me, before my cat passed away, I knew it was working because there used to be ants all the way around the bowl. Around the bowl.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden you plug these in and they're gone.
Yeah.
They vacate the premises.
You don't notice it until you notice they're not there.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild. 487-484, $18.48 on your credit card, only as long as supplies last. Lou, thank you.
You're
for
very
coming
welcome.
in.
My pleasure.
You got more stuff going on tonight?
One and done.
Oh, no kidding.
Gotta go.
You're a rock star. Thank you as always.
Yep.
All right, we've got more of your home and